They're back. The Braxton Family Values, Season 7, Episode 1. This is my recap. Greetings, Royal Family. Thanks for clicking on the video and welcome back. So, the highly anticipated reality TV series, The Braxton Family Values, has returned for a 7th season. Boy, oh boy. So this was a good episode. The hour went by pretty fast. I'm exhausted. I'm totally exhausted from watching the episode because they're all faking it, and it's really sad to see. So the episode, once you get past the little intro with Miss Evelyn, preaching and talking, and Tony looking like she is worn out. They're talking about Tamar's summer situation. You see Trina, she gave her 2 cents. Tracy gave her 2 cents, and I think Tawanda gave her 2 cents. So after that little intro, they rewind to 7 months prior to Tamar's summer situation. And as usual, Tony, she is working. She was doing a photo shoot and she was getting ready to go on tour. She does have a new album out and she's basically in promo mode. She's working. She got money to make, She got to make the donuts. It is what it is. So during her very professional and organized photo shoot, Tamar shows up to the photo shoot. Now, I didn't expect to see Tamar in the first episode. I really didn't. I rolled my eyes throughout the entire scene, and it's only the first episode of the season. Lord, be with us. So Tamar, she shows up, she arrives, she has a bottle in her hand. I think that's champagne. She's loud, ghetto, asking why Tony is wearing what she's wearing. I don't like that. I don't like that flower. Ow, ow, all while Tony is trying to remain professional on set. Now, I noticed that even though Tony is used to Tamar's antics, she was like, she gonna come here clowning, you gotta go in the back. She's like, yeah, that's my sister. I don't think Tony was happy. Could be the way they edited the episode, but as I always say, I can only critique what they show. So yeah, Tamar is still Tamar. Anyway, so Trina, her bachelorette party is pretty much around the corner. It's approaching, and Tony can't attend, of course, because she's always working. So Tamar, she seemed like she didn't want to be bothered with the bachelorette party, but she decided to go. So this photo shoot that she did was in LA. Tamar has a spot in LA at the time, and the bachelorette party was going to be in Atlanta. So Tamar's just like, I gotta go because if you don't go and I don't go, it's gonna be Tamar and Tony didn't go to the bachelorette party. Here's the thing. If you don't want to go, then don't go. And there's a reason why I'm saying that. I'll get into that later on in the episode. So you see Tony, she's basically saying, I got a photo shoot, I got an album shoot. I can't go. I can't go. Uh-huh, Tony. Uh-huh. So we switch gears to see Miss Tracy. So she and her husband, they're walking and talking. And he asked if she's been in contact with her sisters, to which she answered no. So their niece, Lauren, passed away, and Tracy is basically still mourning the loss of her niece. She brings up Napa Valley when they all went out there for Tamar's birthday dinner and like a little family getaway. And she says that she doesn't like feeling like she's the sister cousin, based on the way that her sisters treat her. So she feels that her sisters, they get to say whatever they want to her, and she's expected to take it. And when she confronts them about it, they play dumb. Isn't that so annoying when people know exactly what they say and do to you, and then you approach them about it and like, what you talking about? Oof, so annoying. So Tracy said, look, she started throwing shade, and I was here for every single moment of it. She's angry. She has every right to express herself. Plus, she's talking to her husband, so she's supposed to vent to her man, right? So she said that I'm the only one that's been married once and has remained married for 27 years. Everyone else been married 3-4 times. Then she mentions that, they have these boyfriends who feel entitled. Now, at this point, I want her to put an address on it, and they flash to Sean, the scene in the last episode of season 6, when Sean was at the table and he was kind of like talking about how the sisters should mend fences and they all need to talk. So that's Tawanda's man. I think he's now her fiance. So that's who she was talking about. Now I remembered at that point that Tracy, she got smoked for Tawanda since that last episode. You know, remember she called her a snake and she says that Sean needs to mind his business and all types of stuff. So Tracy pretty much, she has a score to settle and she said that she is going to, quote, fix it whether they like it or not, because her husband asked what you're going to do to fix it. She said, oh, I'm going to fix it whether they like it or not. Now, I don't know what Tracy means by that, but I think it's safe to assume that some furniture and some wigs might be moving. Okay, I'm here for it. It's only episode 1. Let's get it cracking. So we shift gears and we see Tawanda. She is in the kitchen prepping, doing, obviously she was in charge of Trina's bachelorette party. So she's at Trina's best friend's house. Now, this is where the bachelor party is going to be taking place. Tamar, she walks in, complains about all the accessories and decorations because they are in the shape of D's, right? So Tamar comes in and she's pushing up her face and, the theme of the party is Nasty Girl. This scene seemed like Tawanda was kind of faking it to make it as far as her interaction with Tamar. So Tamar is acting like she is saved and sanctified, the same gimmicks that we've seen in the past, just every excuse to complain about something. And I can't. So she's looking up stuff and she's like, why is everything in the shape of D's? And moving along, Trina. So Trina is the bride to be, right? So she's getting ready for her party and Miss Evelyn is with her. Now, Mama Braxton was looking fly. I don't have a picture for that, so forgive me. Mama Braxton, she was looking fly in her little denim jacket and her red lipstick. I still think that she's full of bleep though, but she looked great. I'm going to respect my elders. Now, Trina, she seems excited to get married, which I like. I like Vaughn. He doesn't give me any bad vibes. He seems very non-tolerant of the shenanigans, and I'm here for it. So Trina, she seems so excited to get married, and it seems like the sisters haven't seen each other in a while, right? How long is a while? We don't know, right? So Trina, she tells her mama that her father wants to sing at her wedding. So apparently he can't sing. Miss Wanda is going to be attending the wedding as well. Now, that's Mr. Braxton's new wife, okay? Laying it low and spreading it wide. So, she had to run that past her mother. And the mother seemed to be okay with it. She seemed to be acting like she was okay with it. She's not over all of that drama. But I think for the cameras, they're putting on. This first episode, they're all putting on, all of them. Anyway, so back to Tawanda and Tamar. So they're getting ready to get the party started. Remember, the party is being held at Trina's friend's house for whatever reason. Anyway, Tamar, she dresses in her lingerie. Tracy, she arrives to the party. Now, these sisters are really interesting to me. So y'all ain't have no type of sit down and hash anything out since Napa. And then y'all all gonna come together for a bachelorette party. Okay, I guess it's good for TV. I'm here for it. So Tawanda, she opens the door. She greets Tracy, and then they give each other a fake hug. Remember, they got static between the two of them. Finally, Trina, she arrives. She's excited to see her guests. She changes into her lingerie. Lily from SWV was there. I also saw Miss Juicy. She was also there. So it seems like, they're all having fun. Then something happened. I don't know what this was. So a guy and a girl, they come out and they just started like touching on each other in a sensual way. And there were two presenters speaking about sensuality. I was totally confused. To Tamar, she was being loud with all the y'all know each other. Y'all know each other. Tracy, she was even louder. She was like, oh, y'all want to go to the bathroom? You could tell that Tracy had a little bit, she had a lot to drink. Like, she had some drinks in her, put it that way. So Tawanda, she, tried to get the people to be quiet. And then, Trina, she walks upstairs saying that people are being disrespectful. So of course Tawanda has to go. That scene was just, what's going on here? I'm totally confused. So let's shift gears for a second. So we shift gears to see Toni filming her music video. she couldn't attend the bachelorette party, even though it's obvious that Toni, it's obvious that Toni loves her music career, right? That's definitely obvious. I think she keeps herself busy to not only for the love of the music and to pay her bills, but to be away from her family. Remember, she did tell Iyanla that, if she wasn't related to her family, to her siblings, that she wouldn't be around them at all. So she's doing a good job keeping herself busy, and it gets her out of having to partake in certain, events with her siblings. In her confessional, she tries to sell us the idea that she wishes that she could be at the bachelorette party. I'm not gonna miss my sister's wedding, even though I couldn't be at the bachelorette party. I wish I was there. I would have loved to go. Blue blah blah. I'm not buying it, Miss Braxton. I'm not buying it. All of them were putting on. So anyway, back to the party. So Trina, she got upset because the two performers were performing their craft, and people were being disrespectful to the performers. So she ends up taking a shot, and then a stripper guy enters the room, and he's doing a demonstration. So Tamar, her mouth is open wide. No God. Oh, no God. I rebuke it. All of that, all of the antics. And as far as this guy who was not clothed, let's just say that there were grapefruits and cucumbers, put it that way. Again, Tamar, she's being extra as usual. She's so disgusted. And she just has to put on a show for everyone to see and hear how disgusted she is. She can't just be disgusted and be quiet or take it down. She got the theatrics, I did also notice that she was sitting on the steps while everyone was either sitting on the couches, standing around each other, or sitting on chairs that were in the living area. So it's obvious that she did not want to be there. There were certain times where she was on her phone. Again, this is just what they showed us. So then the strippers, they came out and they were doing their thing. So anyway, enough of that. So we shift gears to see Trina and Vaughn. So they meet up with Trina's father and Miss Wanda, who is his wife. I have to say this before I go any further. And I that man creeps me out, their father. There's just whatever it is, it's enough for me to say it. It's just, something just ain't sitting right. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so Miss Wanda and Trina's father, Mr. Braxton, they're invited to the wedding, right? And it seems like, they ironed out their issues. Trina ironed out her issues with her father. Her father, he wants to sing at the wedding, and Trina approves, even though she knows that he can't sing, which is fine. Trina, she reveals that she doesn't have a bridal party. So the father was asking, how come, who's your maid of honor? Who's your matron of honor? So she says that she doesn't have a bridal party. There are groomsmen, but no bridesmaids. So Trina said that she and Vaughn wanted something non-traditional. She wanted an all-guy wedding party. So his groomsmen are going to be his brothers, or his two sons, his brother, or something like that. And I think her brother and her two sons, Trina's, they're going to be on the groomsmen on her side. Whatever the heck that means. Translation, to me, Trina nor Vaughn wanted any drama with their wedding, And again, Vaughn, he strikes me as the type of guy that's no nonsense. So he probably did not want all of that ratchet foolishness as it pertains to the wedding party. I thought that was very interesting. Vaughn didn't say anything. Trina was doing most of the talking, but she said that she and Vaughn wanted a non-traditional wedding. Interesting. And it could be because she and her sisters haven't talked in so long. So she probably was like, bump that. I'm not talking to them. I'm not putting them in the wedding. It's too much drama. I don't want to be bothered. Then Trina asks her father, right, what song would he suggest for the father and daughter dance at her wedding? This man looks at her and says, Baby Got Back. The Sir Mix-a-Lot song. Now, remember what I just said about this man, right? I didn't find that funny. And the way that Trina looked at him, it was real interesting. She wasn't amused at all. So, Anyway, moving on to Tawanda and Tracy. So they meet up to chat. They haven't talked since Tracy pretty much told Tawanda about herself. Now, Tawanda got on my nerves before Tracy even showed up to the lounge or wherever they were to have cocktails, because in her confessional, she looks great, by the way. In her confessional, she trivialized Tracy's emotions. Now, they started playing clips of Tracy being upset with Tamar, Sean, and Tawanda when they were in Napa Valley last season, right? And the way Tawanda said it, it was just real dismissive. And I ain't like that. I'm tired of them picking on Tracy. I really am. Anyway, so Tracy, she arrives, and Tawanda, she just put on like her phony act. Like, I think her objective is for them to get along enough to not mess up Trina's wedding and the weekend leading up to her wedding, right? So, they're meeting after the Napa Valley situation that happened a year ago. So that puts everything into perspective. So Tracy was the one that said that she hasn't been around them in about a year. So they haven't been around each other in a year, and then they show up, or at least Tracy anyway, she shows up for a bachelorette party. Interesting. Tawanda did apologize to Tracy, but Tracy said, in her confessional, she ain't really buying it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to apologize to someone, it should be authentic. So Tracy, she brings up their niece, who was like a daughter to her. So she is still trying to cope with that loss, and she's just frustrated. And they talk, but it was just real forced. So bottom line, Tracy, she ain't ready to talk, and Tawanda says that she's not forcing her to. That's the long and short of this scene, and that's pretty much it. Now, here's the thing, right? These ladies, they really are something else. And I just see, I don't know what's to come this season because I didn't watch this season on the Braxtons. I want to be pleasantly or unpleasantly surprised, right? So, but so far, it just seems like everyone is tense. Everyone's on pins and needles. There's a lot of anger that some of them are harboring, especially Tracy. She's upset. She's still upset. And she's been away from her sisters for a while, so she hasn't gotten the opportunity to sit down and talk with them. They don't like each other. I think that they have been raised to be together. Then when they got old enough, they probably parted ways. I could be totally wrong. This is just my assessment. And I think that they've tolerated each other for a very long time. And now that they're older, it's kind of like maybe the mother probably makes them feel guilty. That's your sister. That's your family, for God's sakes. You don't go against family. I just think that they don't like each other because there was so much sweeping under the rug. And Miss Evelyn, honey, just like Iyanla told you, the fish stinks from the head down. And she can try to prissy it up with her pretty red lipstick and her, ooh, for God's sakes, and the Lord and Jesus is real. You can do all of that all you want, honey. All of that all you want. But you guys seem like the type of individuals that are very hush-hush about trauma, very hush-hush about things, and you see it manifesting in all of these different crazy and wild behaviors with these women. Toni Braxton keeps herself busy. Yes, she's making her coin. She's keeping herself active. It's probably very therapeutic for her, but I think she does it to keep away from the family, point blank, period. And I don't blame her for that. I don't blame her for that. It's like she doesn't want to be bothered, but whatever is to come this season, it's probably going to be very explosive because from this first episode, everybody is just faking the funk. And again, I wasn't expecting to see Tamar on the first episode, so it's I know it's gonna get more intense. It wasn't that bad, but I just can't. Oh, and by the way, True to the Game 2. If you go to Tamar's Instagram, you'll see that she's actually going to be. She has a small role in that movie, so she's promoting that on her Instagram. All right, Royal Family, that's all I got. Okay, this was pretty quick. This wasn't as long as I expected. So I'm not giving too much, just a little bit of a breakdown for those who care to watch or who don't care to watch and just want to hear a recap and a breakdown. But I am going to basically say that I want to see what's going to happen with Tracy. I'm going to see if she finally finds a way to really be honest with each and every one of her sisters. She also did say that she hasn't talked to her mother in about a year also. Miss Evelyn, I could tell that you have some sort of animosity towards Tracy. I could tell that from season 1, episode 1. I've been doing this for a long time. Well, watching for a long time. All right, Royal Family, I'm rambling. I'm going to sign off now. So please like the video if you liked it. Drop down in the comments, share your thoughts. Keep all comments respectful. We can disagree respectfully. It's not that deep. Okay. It's not that deep. So I definitely can't wait to read your comments and see what you guys thought of the episode. So this is on the lineup, Braxton Family Values season 7. They're back, and so am I, reviewing this show. All right, let us pray. I'm signing off. Until next time, folks. Peace.